ASTROTRAIN? Who are these false gods? We can't fight Omega Supreme.
Then we won't try. If we can't have the energy crystals, no one will.
Lord ASTROTRAIN, what about me?
Die like the worm you are.
Hey guys, welcome back for this unboxing video, the Transformers unboxing video. It's if you've seen my previous video, you already know it's going to be a Decepticon. I'm still a little bit sick, so the voice isn't what it's supposed to be, but whatever, I can't stop with recording this because I'm very excited about this one. Been looking for it for quite some time, wasn't sure which version to buy. This is the one I chose for, and let's go check out what it looks like, how it transforms, what the material is, etc, etc. And it's gonna be a triple changer. So yeah, since the background is Decepticons, triple changers, I've already got a Blitzwing. One of my first, or no, actually one of my last triple changers was Octane. So there's only one left, which is this one, and it is a knockoff. And I think it's, I think they used the mold of the FANSTOYS one, but it's not the FANSTOYS one. But I'm not sure if it's an exact carbon copy of it. But from what I understand is that it is a carbon copy of it. And let me just take off this bubble wrap stuff. The box is not that luxurious. It's kind of cheapish, but yeah, it says it does say FANSTOYS on it, but it's advertised as a knockoff. So yeah, it's not going to be the official one. It's the RP-44 Thomas, but Transformers fans know it's the ASTROTRAIN, which is transformable into a space shuttle type plane and a train, ASTROTRAIN. So yeah, this is the box, pretty simple, and let's open it up. And I'm already expecting for me to not be able to transform it without having to use the manual. Triple changers, of course, are a little bit more complicated than your average robot into vehicle, because you have 3 modes to worry about. Yeah, and I'm kind of curious how he scales up with Octane and Blitzwing, because the Blitzwing one I have is the DX9 one, and that one is really huge, even compared to other masterpiece scale Transformers. It's very huge, and the Octane one is actually a little bit small, so pretty curious how this one is going to scale up. Let me just take out the accessories first and I'll go through them. And we have a different faceplate, this chest piece, and the robot itself feels very heavy. Very, very heavy. All right, also inside the box was also the manual. So yeah, what's inside the box is, let me just, it's very, very heavy. The manual with all the steps necessary to change it into all modes. So yeah, so in the manual he goes from robot into space shuttle into train, and that's probably the way I should do it as well. There's this little stand part which also is a railroad track, but it's also a stand for the space shuttle. I'm not going to be using this. I will be displaying it in the videos and photos at the end of this video. the material used feels pretty sturdy actually, so that's a plus. So we have a different faceplate which looks like this compared to the faceplate he's got on already, and I think I will be using this one. And the same goes for this as for the railroad tracks. I will be applying this one at the end of this video in the pictures, so you can sort of see the comparison. He does have a very cool looking grimace on this one, so might actually use this. I'm gonna have to see about that. Let me see if this one is a bit posable. Not sure how this is actually supposed to work, but I'll get into the articulation in a minute. This is what his gun looks like. Not that detailed, but not bad either, I guess. Pretty big. And then the chest piece, guess you can just clip that on there. I guess you just have to clip that on there. So let me see how his arms actually work. I can display him properly. Right, okay. So I already noticed that this part is pretty floppy, but apparently you have to fold this open and then put the bag right behind it so it actually sticks into place, so that's good. It doesn't end up being floppy, so that's very nice. So let me see if I can kind of give him a cool pose. He feels very, very heavy and very sturdy, very nice. Put that in there properly. Alright, so I was playing off cam with it a little bit, but to plug the gun in, and then I ended up playing with it a little bit more. So yeah, this is what he looks like toting his gun. Very cool. I'm just gonna get into the articulation. So there are some parts here on the back which I'm not sure how they're actually going to have to fit to be like entirely locked into place. I'll check that out once I'm done transforming it. Yeah, so his arms cannot rotate all the way around as a 360 because of his wings being in the way, but if this had not been the case, he would have been able to rotate 360. He's got this little shoulder extension as well. And it all feels ratcheted, so that's very nice. The bicep rotation is not ratcheted. Let me just pack this one in again. So bicep rotation, not a full 360, it blocks here, but good enough, I guess. Oh, it actually is a 360, that's odd. Okay, so that's very odd. So this way it blocks here. Oh wait, okay, so you can push it through, I guess. So it is a 360 on the bicep, double jointed elbow. Let me just already change the camera angle so that gives a little bit of a better view on it. So yeah, a double jointed elbow, I'm a fan of that, very cool. So his fingers are very tight, very articulated, like all separate fingers with two joints every finger, and a ball joint on the thumb which can rotate all the way around. So that's very cool. A lot of options there. Wrist rotation would have been 300 degrees if this lid had not been in the way of this arm moving around. So yeah, very, very, very sturdy, very articulated, very nice. As far as head, rotation 360. You can move this up a little bit, but it's actually supposed to stick into place like this, I guess. Let me see where that part is. Yeah, you can probably lock it into, yeah, there we go. You can lock it into place. No wobble side to side and no real movement for him to look up. That's too bad. Would have been nice if they added that. That gives you more options for posability. If you can actually move the head up. There is a slight movement upwards, but not that much. Hardly anything noteworthy. Rotation on the hips. A ratchet again, but it is blocked by these parts right here. So you would have to push those around and then they bump into the wing. So there's not a whole lot of movement on the hips. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of movement. Probably enough, but would have been better if there had been a little bit more movement on the hips. Can you move this downward to give him more rotation? Yeah, okay, so you could do that. And then it would have a full 360, I guess. Yeah, a full 360. But then you would have to find a way to put this somewhere. Like I said, there might be a way to do it the proper way. I'll look into that. But it does tend to stick in the way of the hip rotation. Quite a big backpack, actually. Then as for the movability of the legs, he's got these skirt flaps. The splits joint is not ratcheted, but he can do a full splits. And it is a little bit loosey, like there is some movement in the way. There is some leverage in the movement. Rotation on the thigh pretty high up. Then we have a double jointed knee, which is ratcheted. So the only joints which are not ratcheted so far are the hip joint and the bicep joint and the thigh rotation joint. Okay, so as for aesthetics, he is a bit chunky, but it does look really cool. He's very heavy, like really, really heavy. Yeah, pretty amazing. I'm quite confident in the quality of this guy so far. Did not expect that. I was expecting it to be less. Yeah, of less material. The only things I'm a little bit worried about are those leg joints. They feel a little bit loosey. They are screws, so I might be able to tighten them up a little bit. Not sure about that. And then as for the ankles or his feet, you can move his heel spur a little bit. Start toe dip. There does not seem to be a whole lot of movement on the ankles, on his feet. So that's pretty, oh wait, do we have, yeah, we do actually have a movement on the ankles. It does consist of a lot of parts, so you're gonna have to play around with that, I guess. So there's an ankle movement inwards, not outwards, but you basically only really need inwards. But no dip, I don't think. I might run into a certain way to give him to be able to give him a toe dip, but so far I'm not seeing any. So it's a little bit limited there. And that's it for movability on this guy, I guess. I'll be posting him into certain positions at the end of this video again. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna get into the transformation of this guy and see how far I can get. So what was I supposed to do first? I guess the train, right? Oh no, the space shuttle. All right, so I'll try and get into that. No idea where to start, and wish me luck. I have no idea, guys. I'm looking at this. I have no idea what to like. It's all pretty complicated to me, and I can see some things like these thrusters, which are on the backside of his fist. I was able to swap them around, standard procedure basically, and shifting the arms so they are able to fold on top of here, but they look way far too back. I was able to tuck the head in there, but that leaves no room for the arms to go anywhere, which I'm expecting to have to go there. Then we have this part here, which does not stay into place even if you lock this into place. So there are some parts which I still have to lock into place first before I get there. Then I figured, well, I might as well just switch over to the legs and see if I can get the cockpit out, which I'm expecting is this part. And I do see some movement here, but I can't really find a way to unlock it properly. Don't want to break anything, of course. So what I'm gonna be doing with this one, I think, is give up on the transformation and just check out the manual and see which steps to take, what I've already come across. So I know some things which will be hidden in some places, and that should probably make me be able to do this with the manual, and then transform that, record it of course with you guys being able to watch it, and then transform it into a train. Okay, and I guess that would be the proper way to do this, because with me just looking at it and fidgeting around with it, I'm gonna be moving some stuff which I should probably only be moving in train mode while I'm still working on the space shuttle mode. So yeah, I'm thinking about, with the small steps I've taken, to change them back into robot mode, and then go through the manual step by step for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, I guess I'll be doing that. Alright guys, it's actually a couple of days later now since the last attempt at transforming this ASTROTRAIN. It's been really hot here, I've been busy, still not really all the way recovered from the cold I got. So what I did somewhere in the past couple of days was browsing through the manual without the toy in my hand, and just taking a look at the steps of which steps to take, because I couldn't figure it out myself. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can transform it along with the manual, and that should be doable, judging from the little images which are not always that clear with the arrows in which way you have to move the stuff. I'm gonna see if I can transform it. So I'm not sure if I should go back all the way to the original mode. I think I'm just gonna see if I can get it done now with the way it's partially transformed and see if I can make that work. So what it seems like is that I'm gonna have to boost the arms up a little bit, and then on the back side do something with this. Like his face was originally here. Oh, what's going on? Oh, apparently his arm fell off. One of the pins separated. It should be fixable, I guess. Was not expecting that. Let me see if I can fix that. Alright, so the pin is back in. It was this pin right here, which was apparently a bit loose, and it should probably fall out again if I hold it like this. Maybe not, maybe if I fidget around with it, but it seems to be in there right now, so let's continue. So on the back side, yeah, I have no idea what they mean with the picture, but it seems that you have to fold it backwards, and the arms are not supposed to be up here. Maybe that's just to unlock the face part. And then you have to tuck the head in. But it seems like no, that should be like this. And then no wait, these parts supposed to be folded out, I think. Then you need to turn the head around. No idea. And then fold these back again, which makes no real sense, I don't think. It's kind of weird. Wait. Anyhow. Supposed to fit this inside. So I guess. Then move over to the front side again. Yeah, we're on step 8 now of we're going to step 9. So then move to the front. And yeah, these parts are supposed to be up here, but I already moved them over during the previous attempt of the transformation, but they are actually supposed to block off these red decals, decoration parts. So you're supposed to move the arms like this, with these with the top, and then you can pivot them a little bit to the front, or slide actually, then move to the back side again. Push this part up. Oh wait, maybe I have to move these. Yeah, okay, so that's probably what you have to do. And move this one up. Supposed to lock into place or no? Probably. Then, what's next? Supposed to leave it sort of like this, according to the image. I guess what it says right here. It doesn't really stick into place. Maybe like so. I don't know. Alright, next step 12. To the front again. Move the arms around like so. I've already tucked the fists in and took the exhaust out. That's what the next steps are. I think I've done that properly. Step 15. Yeah. So up until step 17 is taking the exhaust out. Then what's next? 18, I have to move these to the front somehow. Wait. Lock them up. Yeah, so somehow these have to move to the front. Probably like so. And then switch them. This doesn't seem right. I think I'm missing a step there. Oh, like so. Oh, yeah, okay. So make room here. Open this up. Slide it in like that. And now I probably do have enough space here. Hopefully. Just switch these over. Sort of. I really have no idea what to do. Let's move this over to the front. So there are these two parts right here which seem to be getting in the way of me being able to push the arms in the proper position, because it's so obviously gonna have to fold over and the arm's gonna have to be pushed a little bit to the front, I'm thinking, to finish off the back side. And these are two parts which I had to do in the beginning, which I wasn't sure about how to actually position them properly, so I guess I'm gonna have to go a couple of steps back. If I still can, that is. The pin is coming out again, which is pretty annoying because it's the second time it's happened. So not sure if I'm able to fix that. All right, now I got them in the right spot, I guess. Fix this. That was not easy to do with the instructions not being all that clear to me, at least. I'm kind of curious if this is done the right way. So yeah, okay, there we go. Holy shit. All right, now this would probably lock into place as well. There we go. All right, so back to the manual. All right, so now with this next step, you're actually supposed to move these downwards, which I had done before already. So on a double hinged little piece right there, so you can like slide them over like this. Not sure if they're actually supposed to click into place or not. I can see anything. Like, however loosey this looked before, this is actually now a very sturdy part, so it's actually locked into place very well. Just wanted to mention that. As for these two parts, they are supposed to line up all the way, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to get that done. Oh, there's a slider in there as well. Okay. Slide the wings up a little bit. So about these parts, why am I not able to do that? Well, I'm guessing they're supposed to line up just by this image right here, going from that to that. It seems to be lining up really nicely, but for some reason I cannot get it done. I'm not sure if I have to squeeze it more or what's exactly blocking it. I'm just gonna leave that for now because I don't think this is gonna get in the way of any other part of the transformation. I don't think. So I think I'm gonna leave it for now, and maybe it will click into place later. I don't know. Let's see what the... Oh yeah, so the next step was moving the wing up. And then moving to the back side. Covering up the gaps right here, I guess. So move this up. And then what? Step 27. Okay, so move this up and then move it out. Open this up a little bit. Like this. I have no idea what to do with this. Oh, wait. Right. And then pull the legs down. Or something. Oh, there's a button here, apparently. Okay. Now pull the legs down. Not expect there to be a button. Pull the legs down. Now I move to the front again. Open the legs up. Then I'm gonna have to lift the cockpit some way or the other. They seem to be on a separate part. Ah, right, okay. So I could not figure that out the first time around. Alright, so there we go. Lift those up. Lift them up and move them over. So, always afraid to break stuff. And there's also something going on down here. And that's not clear to me. Oh, okay, move these. Alright, one was already moved, the other one needs to be moved. Alright. Next up, step 32. So, move these outwards or something. Flip them out like so, and move his toes inwards. Then fold these downwards. Then fold these parts in again. So basically just doing a cockpit and toes and heel switcheroo thing. Alright, so next next up is, wait, am I missing something there? Oh yeah, move them to the normal position again. Sort of normal position. Wait. It seems like I gotta push these legs in, but I just kind of skipped that from the manual because here it says it's still out, stretched out. And wait, no. Here it's still stretched out. Step 34 and step 35. It's already pushed in. So I guess I'm gonna have to do that now then. Seems right, but I kind of think they did not put that in there properly. Yeah, it doesn't seem clear to me that you actually have to push them in again. But it seems about right, so let's just do it. Guess the legs are not pushed in properly enough. I think they have to lock into here actually, so I'm just gonna have to redo that. Let me just inspect that. Alright, so yeah, there is this button here which I had to press to release the legs, and they are now in like a pointy shape, whereas they were in a straight shape before, but I'm still not able to push it in to make it connect. As you can see, it's loosey right now and it should probably connect into here, and we still have these parts which do not connect. So I guess I'm gonna tinker around with it, show you guys the end result, and then start another recording with transforming this into a train mode, which has less steps and might be easier since I sort of know what moves and what doesn't move. I have to say that it's not the easiest transformation I've done, but it is very well thought of. Like it's intricate. You really need to, or at least I need the manual for it. Very cool, and like I said, the back part it feels very sturdy, so I'm expecting for when everything actually connects into place it will be a very sturdy space shuttle, but I'm not there yet, so yeah, we'll be continuing. Alright guys, the day after again, yesterday I tried to transform ASTROTRAIN from robot into space shuttle with the manual, which I couldn't get done. There are these two panels which you really have to force them in here. Not a lot of clearance there, but I was a bit scared to break it, so I didn't want to put all my force on it. Apparently I did have to do that. And there was this part, the front part, which I had to shift inwards, but which was not in the manual. There are two buttons inside his legs, or sort of like latches, which you have to open up to for the legs to allow them to collapse in the proper position. And then I had to finish up the wing part, these parts right here, which I have to undo again in train mode. So you will see that how that works when I actually transform it into train mode. And yeah, like I said before, he's very heavy, very sturdy, very cool looking as well. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with it. So yeah, you got this the stand, which comes as an accessory, which is also a railroad track for the train mode. So that's multifunctional, and I guess I'll be trying to get it transformed from space shuttle into train mode by using the manual. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and do that. After all of this, I will be posting pictures of and videos of both train mode as space shuttle mode and robot mode to give you guys a full look at the model. It's very impressive. I gotta say, like the transformation, the material used, the sturdiness, the looks. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, it's time to transform into train mode. So from what the manual says, that I've got to start with these little two lids, pull them up, and there's all kinds of little pegs and latches for everything to lock into place, making him as sturdy as he is, which is very cool. So I've got to pull these up and switch them around again, and then pull this downwards, and this as well, I think. I'm not entirely sure about that. That is what it looks like. And then take these pieces, there's a little part on the wings which you can pull down to make room for this to separate. It's this little piece right here. So yeah, you gotta do it on this side as well, of course. And then I'm not sure what to do. Yeah, okay, so all the arrows in the manuals are not that clear. They did give everything which you have to move in a different color. Like it's all grayed out, but you get purple parts which you have to move around. But then still the arrows are not that clear to me, but maybe that's just me. Slide these upwards. Fold them in. And now I gotta separate the front part to hide the cockpit, and that's where I can show you guys the latch which I was talking about. There are these little, like this part right here is like a latch which you have to pull open, and then you can actually extend the leg or push it in as much as you need to complete the transformation into space shuttle mode. And now I gotta decollapse it again for the train mode to give it a little bit more room, I think. So now I gotta open these parts again. Also do it like this, I think. And then pull the feet out to make room for the cockpit to go in. And that actually becomes the front of the train. So close it all up. I'm not sure about the legs being this extended, but kind of seems the right way. But I might have to actually, maybe I shouldn't have used this yet. Well, guys, I'm gonna leave it at this. I think I got like sort of got it done. There is a part here which is his torso part, which does have a lot of separation here. I'm not sure if that's like squeezable or whatnot, but it might make this align a little bit better if it was properly adjusted, if that's even possible. I can't really get the wheels to line up properly. They don't really turn that well. I think they turned better when I had them separated, like so. But even these, they just don't really turn that well. So yeah, I'm not going to be using it in train mode anyways, even though I do think it looks pretty cool. That goes for all the modes. I'll be using it in robot mode. But yeah, the alignment in the train mode is the most crooked from all three modes, I think. But then again, I might have to fine tune here and there a little bit to, and then it might actually all work properly. He does look really cool, I gotta say. Like the whole color scheme of ASTROTRAIN, I really like that. All modes are pretty cool. I'm not sure, I didn't see anything in the manual about hiding these parts. These can be hidden inside his arms, but then you will see his fist. And the other parts are just gonna have to be there, I guess. That's some kibble. On the bottom, pretty sleek looking. Yeah, that's it for the transformation of ASTROTRAIN, I think. There are some steps which are not mentioned in the manual. So be wary of that when you buy this one. Be sure to check out someone's video. I did the same for the transformation from robot into train mode. The little latches on inside his legs to be able to pull out the legs a little bit more, or actually squeeze them in a little bit more. Overall, very cool robot. I think I paid like 100 something bucks for this. It is a knockoff of the FANSTOYS version. But yeah, it's a very cool robot, very heavy, very sturdy. Very happy with this addition to the collection. So there's that. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you guys for the next video. Later.